Let's go. We are live right here on Pub Sports Radio. I'm your guy, Wine Time Sports. With me, as always, is Spoons Bets, my guy. We go live every single Saturday night, 7 p.m. over here, West Coast, 10 p.m. over there for my guy, Spoons Bets on the East Coast. Shout out to you guys all for being here with us right here on Pub Sports Radio. I'm excited to talk this card. Spoons, how we doing, my friend? We've got a nice card to talk about tomorrow. I'm excited to talk some ball with you, my guy. Seems like it's been forever, even though it's only been a week. But how we doing over there, my friend?
I'm doing really well. Started out today 2-0. Was watching that Marlins game. Extra innings, absolute just amazing offense came in there. What they wind up with 10 runs. That game went to extras at 2-2. Just really fun game. Baseball's changed with the whole ghost runner on second. That's fun. Day kind of fell apart from there, though. It looks like I'm 2-2 now and have 2 games open. I'm probably looking at a 3-3 day. Chance at 4-2, chance at 2-4, but it'll be another day. It's baseball. We try to fight, stay in there. Recently got some new books, Novig and stuff. You can't get limited. So I'm starting to look to attack the prop markets a little bit more as we move forward. That was one of the things I was kind of scared about with the books that you have. If you have any success there, they just immediately take away your ability to bet. So with baseball, all the hitter props and stuff, walk props, I'm going to start looking some more into that as we move forward.
Let's go, Spoons. Love to hear it, my friend. Yesterday was one of my worst days of the year. Went 0-7 across all sports. Today it's better of a day. 5-2 day it's looking like right now. So always come back strong the next day, and I'm looking forward to it tomorrow, Spoons. It's crazy, Spoons. Last year, I know I told you this last week, I think Sunday was my least profitable day of the week, and we did it on Sunday morning. Since we've been doing this show on Saturday nights, Sunday has been my most profitable day in the MLB all season long. Only had one losing show so far doing this with you. Hope to keep it going. Cross my fingers. It's a long season. We're only in May, my friend. It's crazy. So we've got a huge, 15-game card, I believe, to talk about today. So we can get right to it, my friend. I've got a lot of action going on right now. So you guys see my eyes moving, watching the TV. You guys will know why, but we will get right to this first game here. Miami Marlins taking on the Tampa Bay Rays here. You know, this whole weekend, it's been kind of a weekend series of the rivalry towns. And here we go with Miami and Tampa Bay. Miami started off strong, kind of not playing as good a baseball these last couple weeks. Still hovering, only about 4 or 5 games under 500 right now at this point. They have Yuri Perez on the mound going up against Drew Rasmussen from the Tampa Bay Rays. I would say their ace. Guys, the Tampa Bay Rays are one of the best, if not the best team in baseball right now. They're playing really good baseball right now. How long do they play this good of baseball for? I don't know. It seems like the books haven't caught up on them yet, which is crazy. I don't ever say that pretty much in any sport, but they really haven't caught up on the Rays yet. It seems like they're either a small favorite or an underdog in every single game. And if you backed them at every single game, you're up a lot of money. As far as this game goes, Spoons, Yuri Perez, his numbers, we kind of talked about it before the show. I don't think his numbers indicate how good of a pitcher he actually is. I think the eye test, I think his stuff is good out there. I think he's had a slow start to the season. I think this is a perfect lineup for him to face. You got Drew Rasmussen on the other side. I think it's another good lineup for him to face as well. I'm on the under here, Spoons, under 7.5 at a -110. I moved on this about 45 minutes ago. I'm going to tweet out all my action after the show, guys. You can still get that same 7.5. You're just going to pay a little bit extra. That same book I got it at is at a -120. I believe you can get it at -115 at some books right now, or you can take that 7 at plus money at plus 100, plus 105 at some spots right now. I'm on the under in this spot, Spoons. I think this is the perfect spot to take it here, especially coming off these two teams going into extra innings today. The Marlins coming out on top. What do you think about this game, my friend?
I like that you got that 7.5 at 110. The best available number to me right now is 116 on that 7.5. Starting to go up in price, which means you have to hit it at a higher rate to actually stay profitable there. And I mean, that's a good sign for your wager. I'm a little scared off by Yuri Perez's recent numbers. Guys giving up 5 runs to Baltimore 2 games ago. Minnesota just got 3 off him. And this is a Tampa Bay Rays team that has been playing to unders. But if you look at their bats recently, they're number 1 in WRC plus over the last 2 weeks versus right-handed pitching. Kind of scared about Yuri Perez. This is a Marlins team I'm personally really high on, but I don't think they have a lot of value tomorrow. I was pretty on line with this opening. I think I would have had the Rays at minus 150, so maybe there's a little more vig there than I would have expected, but this makes sense to me. Drew Rasmussen's come out there, been very serviceable all season. His worst game, he went out there and gave up 4 earned runs. It's going to keep this Tampa Bay team in a position to win. I like your under at 7.5 with the 110. I think that closes a flat 7-110. I'm still debating on hopping in with you. I think both of these bullpens are really good bullpens. We had the extra innings game today, but didn't really fry anybody. Fairbanks went 24 pitches. I expect him available tomorrow. He's had quite a few days off. Foucher, Phillips, the other 2 setup men for the Miami team, good to go. This is going to be a tough up battle. I might get in on that under 7.5.
Spoons might get in on the under 7.5. We'll see if he does. Make sure you're following him on. You know what? I'm going to have to get on that app as well because I feel like.
So it's cool. Like, so even if you're not on like super like DraftKings or whatever kind of verified books, they have all the offshores. They have all the like regular rec books that a lot of people in the United States play on. They have the prediction markets and stuff like Kalshi. But like Jose, like through his book, like the guy he used down there in San Antonio, he's able to sync everything. It's called Juice Reel.
Juice Reel, okay.
It takes all the hassle out of kind of tracking your action. You put everything, you just sync it after you're done making your bets, and it puts it all in there. It puts the odds in there and shows you your probability throughout the day. You can kind of look where you're at. It's nice. Nothing crazy. It's all free if you want to use it. There's no like paid subscription that you have to get or anything like that.
All right.
I'm super interested on that under, but I don't know. I'm just scared. I feel like Yuri Perez might have one of those blow up games that just make me pull my hair out. As a Marlins fan, I saw the plus money and I was like, I might want to get there. And I was like, no, this is not the game.
Yeah, we'll see. Sidewise, I'm going to stay off it. It's just the Rays are a little bit too expensive at this point because we've been getting them at such a good price. I do think
if Marlins take money and it gets down to that like 140 range where I feel a little more comfortable just pulling the trigger on the money line, I'll do that. I won't be scared by a little bit of money, Marlins money there.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Swig Bet said Tampa Bay won't be bad off the 8th. Yeah, I get it in extra innings. And shout out to our guy Jose Bouquet said good luck, guys. Appreciate our guy Jose for stopping in. Let's give a quick shout out to the chat spoons before we talk our second game. We've got bottom of the 9th bets. Shout out to you for joining us. We've got Desi Glover in there. Appreciate you. Mark Sikowski, Caspi. We've also got Swig Bets in there. Louisville Gambler. We've got Skylar Vies Cedars, my guy. Logan Vies, my guy right there. Appreciate you guys for joining us here on a Saturday night. It's late in some places. So if you guys are watching us on the East Coast, we appreciate you guys. If you're watching us in the morning, we're going to go over every single game. So the lines we give out right now might not be the same lines as tomorrow that we talk about. So just be on the alert for that. Let's talk about this game here. Those Spoons Baltimore Orioles going up against the Washington Nationals. We have Brandon Young here on the mound for the Orioles against the Washington Nationals. Spoons. I mean, shout out to Miguel Cairo. Shout out to this team over there in D.C. just holding it down for the city, our nation's capital. Spoons. They're doing everything right over there. Firing Dave Martinez was always a question in my mind. I thought he was a great manager. I thought, like the fact that he actually won a title there for the city, for DC, that's a big deal. And they replaced him with Miguel Cairo, and it seems like that he's got all these young guys and these veterans meshing very well. CJ Abrams and James Wood, we obviously know those guys, but Brady House, Luis Garcias, Jacob Young, these guys, man, are just coming up in big time situations, Spoons, and it's really fun to watch because I'm a Washington Commanders, Redskins fan my whole life because I've got family from that area. That family is actually fans of the Baltimore Orioles, but, I like this. I've just always kind of like softly been a DC fan, and, Angels will always be my team, but I'll always be rooting for the Washington Nationals here. But as far as this game goes, Spoons, I'm going right to the over here. We're going right back to the over, guys, here. We're going to the over 10 minus 120. You can get that number still available at all books right now, guys. There's going to be a lot of runs here put on the board here with both these pitchers going out there. Hitter-friendly conditions at the ballpark. Two offenses that can absolutely explode. We saw the Nationals explode in 1 to 2 innings today. We're going to see that from both teams tomorrow. We're going to see Taylor Ward go yard. We're going to see Gunnar Henderson go yard. We'll see James Wood go yard tomorrow. it's going to be a fun game to watch with these rivalry teams. Who's going to win? I don't know. I don't really care. I'm on the over here. Spoons over 10 minus 120. First two games on the board. I'm on. Take it away, my guy.
I like that over 10. Again, something that I've gotten close to, but haven't quite got there. I look at Brandon Young, has not had a strong start to this season. Came out there in his first game, went 5 innings, no earned runs, but versus the White Sox. But it's all been downhill since then. Boston, Houston, Miami, New York, all put up crooked innings on him. Nothing crazy, but I think Washington can do the same. Got a 1.2 whip, 5.94 xFIP versus lefties. This Washington team is loaded up with lefties, top to bottom. You're probably going to face 6 to 7 minimum. I think that's going to be an issue for Brendan Young, and then Miles Michaelis on the other side. I don't think you trust this guy. I don't trust this guy. He's not going deep into ball games. 3 of his last 4 games he's left before the 4th inning. I'm not impressed with him. This Washington bullpen is very low in my opinion. I think that 10 is still a little bit low. At the end of the day, is Baltimore's offense good enough to really break open Michaelis? I don't know. I hope so. The 10's high. I wish we could get a 9.5, but kind of looking at the market, this looks like more that it's going to close at 10.5 than 9.5.
Yeah, this is going to close that at 10.5 spoons. At this point, I've seen 10.5s. When I moved, you know what I mean? There's 10.5s out there, just at a more affordable price. Obviously, I got a minus 120. When we talked about it earlier, spoons, I believe it was a minus 110 when it opened up. It's only going to move more towards the over, I think, at this point. With that being said here, I'm on the over. Shout out to Mark Sikowski, said Washington money line, don't question it. I get it. They've been playing some really good ball, and it almost seems like they were kind of set up for failure this year with that bullpen and that rotation. But these kids don't want to give up quite yet 50 games into the season, so I can respect that and appreciate that. We can move on to our next game here. 2 games in. I'm already 2 games in. This is one of the games I don't have a current line on, Spoon, so you're going to –
Okay, I'm going to lock in that over 10. Just making sure. I believe 115 is the best number I can get. I'm about to place it, though.
You can find minus 115s out there.
So Boston Red Sox, Atlanta Braves next. I see Boston at plus 130 is the best number at Caesars. And then Atlanta minus 145 is the best number. Hard Rock No Vig has a 144. Not a lot of liquidity on it, though. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Grant Holmes on the mound, Brian Bayo. I'm not very high on Brian Bayo at all. I think the Atlanta Braves lineup can kind of open him up. Grant Holmes, kind of similar boat. This is a guy that's been really up and down all season, coming off some games where he's given up runs. This Boston lineup is not one I'm impressed with.
Yeah.
Trash. The Braves are probably fairly priced here. I almost think this closes closer to 160 than 140. That 144 on Novig might be worth taking a crack at. But I just don't have enough faith in Holmes. The Braves bullpen's really solid. The Boston bullpen, I mean, they're solid as well, but very taxed right now. Chapman went again today, got hit in the foot. He's had like 3 of 4 before today, so he's definitely not going to be available. So that means the Red Sox are going to have to find a way to win a game without their closer and Brian Bayo's on the mound. That's a really tough equation for me to make when you put in their lineup versus Atlanta's lineup. I think that 144 is short. I'm going to move on that Atlanta minus 144 on Novig. I'm going to see if I can actually get it down.
Okay, he might move on this. I can't move on this spot, Spoons. I don't have a lot of information on this game right now, so I'm not going to waste too much of everyone's time.
Hold on. Let me verify that we have confirmation on both these pitchers. I know there's a few question marks on that, and that might be why a couple books aren't open. We can start the next game. I'll let you know if one of those pitchers isn't actually verified.
Okay, we can move on to our next game then here. And this is a game we talked about backstage that I have not moved on. This is a game I don't want to move on either, Spoons. I've got a lot of action today, and this isn't a game I'm involved in, but I'm going to intro this game for our guy, Spoons. We've got the Philadelphia Phillies against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates starting off to a hot start. I like this lineup. I mean, this is the best lineup I've seen that the Pirates have had in quite some time. We've got the Philadelphia Phillies, who've been playing absolute lights out baseball. Zach Wheeler, the 38-year-old sensation out there, I guess we can call him at this point, Spoons, because he's absolutely dealing out there at this point. It's crazy to see at this age. Is he going to continue to do this? Probably, because he's got good stuff. He's been in the league for a long time. With that being said here, I have nothing in this game here, Spoons. Let me just bring this up here and see what the current line is for me here on my side. I've got a Pirates at a minus. So Skeens here on the mound, obviously, for the Pirates. Minus 132. Philadelphia Phillies plus 122. We've got a total at a 7 here. Juice to the over at minus 120. I'm off this game, Spoons, here. I lean to the under. Take it away, my friend.
This is a tough game. This Philadelphia Phillies team is very much underperforming my expectations for them on the season, and that has brought us close to a bettable number for them. Paul Skeens is obviously on the mound. I think he's the best pitcher in baseball right now. I don't think there's a huge argument against that. And I'm not going to be shocked to see him go out there, throw 7 innings versus this Philadelphia Phillies lineup, hold them to 1 run. Zach Wheeler, he's still coming back from injury. I have question marks surrounding him, and this Pirates lineup is kind of overperforming my expectations. It's sitting there, minus 137. Looks like a decent number to get on Skeens, but for me, this is just one of those numbers that's come too far. This would have been a pick 'em, even with Skeens on the mound. Had Wheeler been a little bit healthier and this Phillies lineup been at all performing to our expectations. You look at the bats in these lineups go up and down the order, and I mean, 1 through 9, we're giving this to the Phillies every time. I think this is a spot where there's some value on the Phillies. I haven't been able to get there quite yet. Kind of wondering where this number goes. A guy like Skeens generally takes money. The best number I see right now is 123 on the Phillies. I'm going to circle 130, and if I get it, I'll move on them. I'm not going to be surprised if I see that before the end of the night.
Wow. What best number? What can you get?
I'm going to circle plus 130. I see plus 122, plus 123 right now.
I have plus 122 right now. That's the best number I can get at my books right now.
I expect we see a little bit of Phillies money come in. Paul Skeens is on the mound. This is under that 140 range where a lot of people just feel super comfortable betting. I think we see some action to the Pirates, and I think I will move on the Phillies at 130. I truly believe this should be priced at a pick 'em. Zach Wheeler has not looked like an injured pitcher out there on the mound that's rehabbing like he kind of hinted at us he might.
I agree. Spoons, I wrote down right now Phillies plus 122 with question marks next to. So that's going to be a spot I revisit tomorrow for sure. I've got 7 plays locked in today, guys. Doesn't mean I'm not going to make more as we go on through the show. It doesn't mean I won't make more tomorrow. So we can move on to our next game here. We've got the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Cleveland Guardians here. Brady Singer going up against Grant Williams here. Reds, playing some decent baseball as of late. I feel like this is a team I just want to fade going forward, but it's not a team I want to fade when I have to lay minus 160, minus 170 with a Cleveland Guardians team, Spoons, that is probably going to win the AL Central if we're being completely honest here. Don't get me wrong. If the White Sox somehow can slide in there, Spoons, my heart would be happy because that would mean I would be on the White Sox all season long, which would mean they'd make me money all season long. But with that being said, I know it's a 162-game season, so I don't know if that's sustainable for them. But the Guardians, obviously, we know. We talk about it every year. When it comes down to August and September, they're the best team in baseball, in my opinion. They know when to win when it matters the most here. Laying a big number here against the Cincinnati Reds, I think for a reason, Spoons. I'm not on this game. One of the games I've passed on. Let me know if you're on this game or if you don't have too much in this. But shout out to Raul. He said, did you do any double units one? No, I haven't done any double-digit units so far today on this card. Not yet, my guy. But thank you for watching us, guys. And if you're in the chat, please hit the like button, guys. Share the video. We get a lot of playback videos. We want some more live viewers. So if you guys can share the video, me and Spoons would appreciate it. But it doesn't matter because we're going to get paid either way. Spoons, take it away. Do you have anything in this game?
Again, another interesting matchup. Gavin Williams, coming into the season, pretty high on him. He's had a couple rough starts, but I think this Reds lineup is kind of the perfect lineup for him to see at home. Brady Singer, this is a guy we rewind 3 years ago. I remember capping with Jimmy. Just every time this guy got consecutive home starts, it was just blind give the Royals your money with Brady Singer on the mound. But that's been a few years away. I'd like that this is a little more pitcher-friendly environment than where he's been at a lot. I lean to the under with these two offenses, and I lean to the Guardians. I think it's just too much to pay with the Guardians at 164. Again, Gavin Williams has had some rough starts. To really move on this number, I would need like minus 140 or so. So maybe there's even a little bit of value on the Reds, but not enough to make me interested. I think the best play in this game is that under 8.5 with these two offenses. Pretty high on the Cleveland Guardians bullpen. Reds bullpen, oh man, just walks galore. The last 30 days, this has turned into the worst bullpen in baseball.
It was one of the best, wasn't it, Spoons, in the first half? They were starting off lights out in the bullpen.
So part of it's Pagan got hurt, and like you take out your closer, your number one guy, everybody then has to be forced into a spot they're not comfortable in, and you just start putting guys in spots they're not comfortable. They have issues, and just over and over again, then you start trying to put other guys there. The ninth inning, I mean, it's the toughest inning in baseball. You have that firefighter guy that comes in when you got the bases juiced and 1 out kind of thing. That's probably the most important pitcher in baseball. But that ninth inning, you really need a veteran out there, and the Reds are missing that right now. That's what's going to keep me off this under, is just that Reds bullpen. Brings me back to the Guardians, why I think they'll win the game, but I'm going to be off this game altogether. It's kind of ugly.
I'm with you, Spoons. We can move on to our next game. Not the freeway series, not the highway series, the subway series here between the New York Yankees and the New York Mets. This is it's a fun matchup here, man. I'm not sure what happened at the game earlier. I know the Mets had a huge lead. It looked like the Yankees were coming back, and I don't have all the live lines opened up because I have the Angels game here coming on and fly.
6-3 right now. The Yankees had bases juice, no outs.
I saw
their old friend Luke Weaver came out, struck out 2 batters. I didn't see what happened to the third, but
Dreamweaver
scored. Luke Weaver, huge inning. I mean, you think bases juice, no outs. I think it was 5-3 at that point in the game. That's going to be the difference maker when the Mets win this. I mean, that should have been 5-5 by the end of that inning.
And this is the difference maker tomorrow, Spoons, is going to be our dear friend Freddie Peralta. I'm on the New York Mets here tomorrow, Spoons, at a plus 100 line. You can still get that number, still available right now. Mets obviously look like one of the worst teams in the league right now. This team is going to start firing on all cylinders, and I'm going to be right there backing them when they do, and it's going to start right here. I think they're going to take the series here in New York here against Elmer Rodriguez here from the New York Yankees here. I think the Mets take care of business, plain and simple. I think this line is priced for a reason. I think a lot of Yankees money is going to come in tomorrow. I don't like this Yankees team. A lot of people are really high on this team. I don't necessarily understand why. I don't really like this lineup, if we're being completely honest. It's not a lineup that I'm scared of by any means. I mean, Aaron Judge in there, definitely, but come on, Grisham, Ben Rice, Bellinger, Chisholm, like Ryan McMahon. I mean, shout out to McMahon for playing at Modern Day. Good quarterback as well. Shout out to him. You know, when I was in high school, he was playing over there in Modern Day across the city. This team isn't – I'm not impressed by this team, Spoons. I don't know. I think the Yankees are going to be a team that we can fade. I'm on the Mets here, plus 100. This was close to a 2-unit play. I love the Mets here, Spoons. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me on this game.
Big question mark here for me around the New York Yankees pitching staff. You have Elmer Rodriguez coming back up. This is a highly touted prospect. He's got some impressive stuff. Trying to induce ground ball contact with a sinker ball that he throws more than anything. Sits 95 to 97 with both his fastballs. Had a slider and change combination coming in at 80 and 88. A curveball he throws every once in a while. The big issue right now is right-handed bats, and there's quite a few of them in this Mets organization. He's got a 2.54 whip on the season. given up 8 hits versus just 22 batters, walked 3 of them, only gotten 3 strikeouts. In the minors, he's getting the chase pitch. In the majors, everybody's going after the sinker and the four seam, and he's not able to induce that whiff with the slider change and curve that he really needs to at this point. And he's a young pitcher; he's learning. Don't think this is a terrible lineup to go up against. This Mets lineup has struggled all season. Huge game for the kid coming up in the middle of a rivalry like this. He's pitched, 4 games so far in the major leagues this season? 3 games. It's tough. I don't know that the Mets really have value sitting at minus 105 with Peralta, because Freddie Peralta is their best pitcher. They're at home, and it's a pick'em. Like you're saying, you think this will induce Yankees money. I kind of think it's the other way around. It's going to induce Mets money. Who doesn't want Freddie Peralta versus an unproven New York Yankees pitcher? I think there might be some value on this over 8. I think Elmer Rodriguez could get touched up. I think the Yankees lineup is very astute at hitting fastballs. I think there's some value on the over. I lean to the Yankees. I don't think that I'm going to move on this. I have a lot of question marks around Elmer Rodriguez coming up his next start from the minors after being sent down. That's one of those spots over the years I've started to circle for a pitcher it's the prove it spot. Like he earned his way back up into the rotation. He's coming back up. He's shown them what they want to see. Show it versus the Mets. I'd like to believe in him, but I don't really want to put my money on the line versus it. I've been on the Yankees the first 2 games of this series. Got my money in the first one. I thought tonight was going to go better. That bases juice situation, watching that was just wild. But I don't know. I'm going to be off this game. I think there's runs, though. This Mets bullpen overrated. The Yankees are starting to get taxed.
Yeah, and shout out to our guy, The Godfather, said, what up, Wine Time and Spoon? Drop it in real quick. Go get it, guys. Shout out to you, Godfather. Appreciate you for joining us, my guy. Hope all is well your way with you and your family. Shout out to Robert Cherry as well. Said, what's good, bro? How about those Sabres on the comeback 5-3? Wow, that's crazy. Comeback good. And he gave out his action as well, guys. Shout out to our guy, Bob Cherry over there. Appreciate you for dropping.
Yankees money line, Guardians money line, Pittsburgh money line, Toronto money line, White Sox money line, Milwaukee first 5 under 4.
He's on.
Shout out Robert Cherry. I always picture him driving around in the car. I don't know if you ever watched like Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Last year, Jose and Gabby had like people call in or whatnot, and he did it a few times. He was driving around in the car. So every time I see that, that's the picture that comes along with it.
Always big smile.
He driving bets should be his ex.
Always big smiling too. Shout out to our guy, Robert Cherry. Hope all is well your way, my friend. And go get that money, my guy. Let's go on to this next game here, those Spoons. We've got the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Detroit Tigers here. Very interesting series. I was on Toronto today. They obviously got it done. It wasn't easy by any means, and watching this Toronto Blue Jays team play baseball isn't easy by any means. This is a team I was very high on last year. A team I'm very low on this season, Spoons. A game, honestly, I want nothing to do with. I'm not going to back Kevin the Gas Can Gosman, and Jack Flaherty, on the other hand, not pitching well. A Detroit team that you already know since last year we're talking baseball. I don't like either of these teams, Spoons. I'm not going to waste the people's time here in this game here. I don't have a ticket count on this game or anything. But if I'm looking at both these teams right here, I don't even want to watch this baseball game, Spoons. I have no interest in this game. Take it away, my guy.
I don't have a ton of interest in this baseball game. Reluctantly, I want to bet the Blue Jays. Coming into this season, a lot of people were pretty high on this team. And then, it was just one of those like bandwagon fall off the cliff. And everybody's like, oh, the Blue Jays are terrible. This team went deep in the playoffs last year for a reason. There's still a lot of those core pieces here. Jack Flaherty's been a gas can out there on the mound for a majority of this season, putting up crooked numbers. His last 4 games, 6 runs to Cincinnati, 4 runs to Texas, 2 runs to a putrid Boston lineup at the time. And then the Mets just got 3 off him. He didn't even get out of the 4th inning in 3 of those 4 games. Not impressive stuff from Flaherty. That means the bullpen's going to have to put in more work. That's a bullpen that threw their 3 most used arms tonight. Kenley Jansen's now on 3 of 4 days. He's going to be unavailable. Kyle Finnegan, likely to go. He does have closing experience there with the Nationals, but you want Kenley Jansen in that lineup. This is a rotation, or not rotation, but a bullpen that's still missing Will Vest, one of their better arms. I think there's a lot of value on the Blue Jays here. You have this Tigers lineup that if you look at their full season numbers versus right-handed pitching, they're in the top half, 12th WRC plus, 11th the last 30 days. But if you look at the last 14 days, they've fallen off a cliff. And what's happened in that time period? Kerry Carpenter went out of that lineup. You still have Trey Sweeney out, Gleyber Torres out. This Tigers lineup looks like half of a Mud Hens lineup that I would have seen like 2 years ago going up there. And while I like all those guys and I root for them, I just don't think there's a lot of value betting them. I think it's still priced like you have Gleyber Torres and Kerry Bonds in this lineup. Kevin Gausman's been a good pitcher. He's coming off his worst start of the season, and it was the second start in a row versus that Tampa Bay lineup. Tampa Bay's been tough. They got 16 hits in 2 games versus them, just 2 runs in the first game, 6 in the second. Outside of that, he's been very dominant this season. Doesn't have a game giving up more than 4 earned runs. I want to back Kevin Gausman. I know Tigers are a better team at home, but that's factored into this price. Can you tell me any reason I shouldn't press the button on the Blue Jays? Their bullpen is a little taxed. Louis Varland went today. He threw 26 pitches. That's right at the threshold where he might be unavailable for me tomorrow. I kind of circle that as 25 and up, where it gets a little sketchy, but after 35 is where I really say they're not going to go. So he might go. Jeff Hoffman's definitely available. Tyler Rogers is available. Brandon Fisher's likely unavailable. I mean, they have most of their arms, but this Blue Jays lineup's really, or not lineup, but bullpen has started to impress me the second half of the season. I don't know.
I'm off this game entirely, Spoons. Why not to back the Blue Jays? Because I don't like their lineup, and I don't really like their bullpen in particular. What just happened? Soler right there hit one of the gap. There we go. Get on second base. Let's go. Screw the Dodgers. Fuck the Dodgers out there. Shout out to our guy Guns Picks in the building. Appreciate our guy Guns Picks out there. Go follow him on Twitter. Always dropping.
Screw the Dodgers after 5 innings are up, because I have the under 4.5 in the first 5.
Oh, yeah, it's one. Yeah, I mean, it's one. Yeah, it's crazy to sell out.
I know how first 5s work. None of the first 4 innings matter. It's all the bottom of the 5th inning where it all falls apart.
It's disgusting, Spoons. With that being said here, let's move on to a game I really want to talk about here, Spoons, and I'm hoping that we can kind of butt heads in this game a little bit, because a team I'm really high on in this kind of this whole season, Spoons. Chicago White Sox just kind of taking everyone by surprise going into the season. You look at this lineup, yeah, they grabbed Murakami. No one really expected too much out of him. He's been crushing the baseball. Vargas crushing the baseball. They've got a couple young boppers in this lineup, Spoons. It's crazy to think what this lineup would look like with Louis Bob II out there as well. You know what I mean? If he was still with this team, like but at the same time, he hasn't looked good in the last 3 years, Spoons. You know, I mean, we know what kind of fielder he is out there in center field, but at the plate, he hasn't looked himself. But with that being said here, like this White Sox team, like everything they're doing, Spoons, me personally, I'm going to give out here the +1.5 at the -135 here with the Chicago White Sox. I'm going to split my bet here on the money line, +125 and the +1.5. I'm just going to give out the +1.5, though. That's going to be the play I make official on Twitter and to you guys. I think the White Sox not only win this game outright, but I'm going to most likely be I'm more so on the run line here in this game on the +1.5. I think it's a 1-run game either way you have it. Rivalry game here. Who wants to back the White Sox here, especially when you got Eric Fetty-Wap here on the mound? You know what I mean? I don't know. I like this White Sox team, Spoons, like everything they're doing. I want them to win the AL Central if they do. I think it's good for baseball if they do that. With that being said here, Spoons, I'm going to continuously back the Chicago White Sox here. Let me know if I'm wrong, and let's go.
So I got a friend, shout out Straight Edge Bets, one of the best gamblers I know. On that app Juice Reel, they rank all of the gamblers in specific sports. I went on like a tear in college basketball this season. I think I finished like top 4% out of everybody on the app. Really just excited about that, where I was sitting. First time I met Straight Edge Bets, I was looking at his account and I was like, there's no way this is real. He's ranked like top 1% WNBA, NFL, NHL, NBA, every single thing. And he's a big White Sox fan. we talked quite a bit. He called me out at the beginning of the series, and so we're on a side bet for the series, plus 100 each way for every game. Never a good sign when somebody like that wants to bet with you, because there's a reason you're top 1% and everything. But there's no way the White Sox take the series from the Cubs, in my opinion. Eric Fetty has been pitching well this season. I think that brings down the value in this game for the White Sox. Like, what are we doing? 143 with the Cubs? This isn't a road game. This is Wrigley Field South. You're going to have more Cubs fans than White Sox fans in this building. You have the better lineup. You can argue you don't have the better starting pitcher, but you don't have a strong argument there. I like the Cubs bullpen better, sitting minus 143 in basically a home game. I like the Cubs. I'm sitting with my plus 100 ticket with straight edge bets, and I'll just ride with that. So you won't see it on any of my accounts or anything, but I'll be on the Cubs. This is a fun game, a rivalry game. If I was going to really kind of get anybody to one side in this, it would be the over. These teams kind of, every time they match up, it seems like there's no quit. A little bit of extra buzz in the bullpens, in the locker room, all of that just involved with the cross city matchups. The Cubs kind of the A team, White Sox the B team. You get a chance to take the series from them. I see a back and forth game. I think 8.5 is a little low. I think it closes 9.
Yeah, this could be a fun game here, Spoons. It's just, I don't know. Like, when you think about the Cubs and White Sox, the two directions of this team, like I've told you, Spoons, I think the Cubs are having more fun playing baseball than any other team in baseball right now. Huh?
I said, there we go, Paez.
Yeah.
Putting his body on the line for my under.
There you go. There we go.
That's what I expect every single time I take an under.
Oh, my gosh. Wow, I just watched it. Holy shit. Shonwell always gets robbed, man.
If you're not going to give that kind of effort, don't show up.
Hey, shout out to our guy, the Gorkle, though, man. That's my bro right there. I love our guy, Gorky. I haven't been able to share the screen with him as much as we used to, you know what I mean? But I appreciate it.
Shout out Gorkle, just one of a kind. That dude.
He's one of the best
out there, too. Robert Cherry.
Yeah, one of these days, Spoons, I will either be in Toronto, Canada with Gorky, or I will be in Macedonia with Gorky. One of the two, it's going to happen one day, Spoons. I don't care how much money it costs to get out there. We are going to do it, Spoons.
I had to look up where Macedonia was on a map. The first time I read it in chat, I thought it was like the Macedonian, like the nut, a Macedonian nut. And then I was just like confused. I thought he was like playing into some sort of like gimmick or something. And I was like, oh no, it's a real country and everything.
Dude.
Shout out geography.
They got the best. I guess I had a neighbor that was from Macedonia. That's a story for another day. But one of the best people I've ever got the pleasure to know, and I only knew him for a couple years. I swear, Alexander the Great says. Let's move on to our next game here. Milwaukee Brewers against my Minnesota Twins, who took a loss today here, guys.
Frelip pitched so well again. He's one of my favorite young pitchers in the game right now. Watching him walk out there, it looks like some 38-year-old pitcher that like couldn't like throw anymore, just gave all of his knowledge to like a 22-year-old kid. It's fun watching him. He goes out there and throws like a curveball that looks like it's going to fall out of the zone. First pitch, they just get frozen. It falls in for a strike. He's taking advantage of all those the actual strike zone that exists now. Some of those sliders and stuff that you throw for first pitch strikes that the catcher's kind of like going out of the zone for. No, it's a strike, and it's fun to see a young kid actually doing that rather than just coming up and attacking with 99, 100 miles an hour and just hoping it's first strike. I think we're going to have some value on him in the future. I was on the Twins as well, but we'll get him.
Bailey Ober here on the mound, Spoons. A guy a lot of people aren't high on. I personally think when I watch him pitch, I think he's got good stuff. Chad Patrick on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers here. A game I want nothing to do with here, Spoons. We've got a line here. Milwaukee Brewers around a minus 120. My books aren't even giving me a line on this game yet, so I personally couldn't even bet this game. A lot of question marks around it. Byron Buxton's going to be in the lineup. You know, he's missed the last 2 games, got injured after hitting 2 bombs. You got Trevor Larnach, who will be playing tomorrow because Chad Patrick is a righty. So you've got your 2 best hitters in the lineup if Byron Buxton's going to be out there. It's just, Spoons, we talked about it, in San Antonio. This isn't a good Twins lineup. And even though you've got the name Byron Buxton, Trevor Larnach, don't get me wrong. Larnach, his numbers don't look that good, But when the Twins win ball games is when he comes up when the scores 2-2 in the seventh and he hits a double with the runner at second base and drives him in. He's just that kind of guy. And Josh Bell, a guy that probably shouldn't even be playing professional baseball at his height and weight. The guy needs to drop 30 pounds and his swing would be a whole lot better. I can tell you that. I get he's got a lot of power, but my man, like, you're trying to make some money in Major League Baseball, lose 20 pounds, and someone will pay you some bigger money, and you'll probably have a better shot at playing the field too because you're not playing any first base. With that being said, here, Spoons, I'm off this game. Take it away, my friend.
I fully agree with that sentiment sitting right there. Like, we look at Kyle Schwarber towards the end of the time with the Cubs. He was starting to get a little bit thicker, and offseason program was all about him training. I remember following it, and it was him just hitting practice, swings, like taking 1,500 swings throughout the course of like 2 days. He would just hit the gym for the next 2 days, do the same thing. And it was all just like in game, all about this. And every day he was just trying to thin down, lean down. He wasn't on the old Tom Brady diet. He was still doing the cheeseburgers and whatnot. But watching Kyle Schwarber lose a little bit of weight, he immediately turned into a decent outfielder, and like it transferred to that swing too. I think Josh Bell's that same candidate. I think the line issue here is mostly around the Milwaukee Brewers pitching staff. Shout out our guy, sports scientist Jacob, in the chat. He did an awesome job with Dabby Cab here this morning on the Pop Sports Radio. So I'm not sure who's going to be pitching. Brendan Sproat is on the docket. You also have Chad Patrick available. They're not going to throw them both in the same game because of the amount of innings they need out of these guys. So I think it's kind of silly to really weigh in on this. If it's Chad Patrick, I think there's value on an under. If it's Brendan Sproat, I think there might be some value on the Minnesota Twins. I've never been a guy that's high on Bailey Ober. I've kind of looked for ways to try to fade him, but at this point, it's silly. Like, the only thing I don't like about the guy is he throws a fastball that comes in at 89 miles an hour. You know what? If you can throw that and hit your spots over and over again, he has a changeup coming in at 82, so it looks way different. He's got a slider, all sorts of different pitches to come in the zone at both sides of the plate. But that changeup, fastball do the majority of the work, and they just look so different while coming out of that same plane that it's really just struggling, making it tough work for hitters. So I think Ober is going to have a good game. I don't know. I'm not low on Sprout, but he's not been pitching well this season. I'm not going to be surprised to see the Twins hit him up. I think there's value on this under, though, if we get Chad Patrick. It's a guy that is going to have a long career in the major leagues.
Okay. All right. Well, it's going to be a pass for me here, Spoons. We will move on to our next game here. Texas Rangers taking on the Houston Astros. Spoons, two teams that I don't think either of them will win 85 games. And I will say this right now. I don't think either of these teams will win 80 games this season here, but we've got Nathan Eovaldi here on the mound against Pete Lambert here for the Astros. I don't like either of these two teams, Spoons. I think both these teams are aging. You look at this expected lineup here for the Rangers: Jock Peterson, Nemo, Seager, Josh Young. Outside of that, I mean, those bottom five are absolutely horrible. Look at Houston Astros, a lineup. Don't get me wrong, the first four guys are pretty good, but they're all in their mid-40s or mid-30s. Sorry. With that being said here, I'm off this game, Spoons. I'm going to make this short and quick because we still have quite a couple games to talk about. Do you have anything in this game, my guy?
I was on the Rangers today that ended up not being a great wager, but I thought there was value just because of the pitching matchup. Like, we look at DeGrom, how often did we get him at a minus 130-ish range? Not very often. The matchup's not the same here. Eovaldi has really been pitching well, but Peter Lambert has as well. This is a game I immediately look to the under. I'm surprised it's not already at an 8. I think it closes that way. Kind of going back and forth. Let me double check odds on this real quick before I say this. Yeah, so there's 8.5 and 7.5 on the board. The 7.5 is pretty juiced, but that under 8.5 sitting minus 105. I disagree with that. I think Peter Lambert can shut down this Texas Rangers lineup, which has really struggled all season. And I mean, the way Nathan Eovaldi's been out here recently, those games versus the New York Yankees, this guy looked the best he's ever looked in his entire career. This is the juice box. You have some short corner fences where you can get some easy home runs. But Lambert's been good at keeping the base paths clear. So when you give up those home runs, they don't matter quite as much. I like this under. I think there's some value with the Astros with plus money, but I'm not going to get in the way of fading Nathan Eovaldi right now.
Okay, well, we can move on to our next game here, Spoons. And shout out to our guy, Gunn, said, stare at spoons. Let's see. Stare at spoons and look at the wall. You'll see orange cheese. Shout out to our guy, Guns, man. I miss our guy, Spoons. Love talking ball with him, football, basketball. It don't matter what it is, man. And if Guns ever gets you guys on the phone, you're not going to be able to get off either. I can tell you that much right there. But shout out to our guy, Guns. One of the best dudes out there, man. Love everything he's doing over there. One of the winners out there. There's not a lot of winners out there in this industry that we do proven, but he's definitely been getting that job done. So shout out to him. And also shout out to our guy, sports scientist Jacob. Love everything that he's been doing, man, over on the Kerms Network, over here on Pub Sports Radio. Love watching him break down games, man. I know he's working that full-time job, traveling all the time, but yeah, he's capping. The only thing he's looking at in his spare time is sports. I can tell you that much. He's not looking at anything else. So shout out to our guy, Jacob.
He gets off the plane and sends me like a list of messages the other day. He's like, I got 3 plays. I'm price shopping them right now. He was stuck in like Utah and he couldn't, there's no like legal sports books. It's all like a couple exchanges. So he had no decent numbers. He'd been planning it the whole plane ride. He's like, I'm driving 70 down the freeway. I'm getting this minus 135 right now. It's way off market. And I just liked it. I wanted to respond, but I was like, I don't want to get him in a car crash here to try to get 8 cents off a line.
I can't wait to see where he is in 10 years from now when he's our age. He's
going to be he's going to be past where I'm at for sure. I love seeing where Jacob's at. One of the cool things about him is just the immediate back and forth. Like we talk about the Undoing Project book that Jimmy's recommended to everybody. Second I talked to him about it, he immediately bought it, and just like every chapter he reads, he's like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, read it a while ago. I'd have to check on that. And it just forces you to be better. Always texting you about things coming up. So he's one of my favorite people to cap with.
For sure. I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to see where he is in 10 years from now, because I can't wait to see where me and you are 10 years from now. Shout out to our guy, Nasty Nate, though, for joining us. Our guy, Nasty Nate, hasn't joined us in quite some time, but he said Red Sox smash. Nothing different there. And also shout out to our guy, Dabra Cadabra, the magic man here, man. Went live earlier this morning. He goes live Monday through Friday on here on Pub Sports Radio. A big part of everything we do here, man, with Dutch Boy Fresh, breaking down a couple games, also just giving you guys some BS and having some good laughs along the way. So shout out to our guy, Dabby Cab, for always joining us and bicking and that what is that? Bink Kings in the building said crazy glazing. Appreciate you. Spoons, I'm on the Royals money line here, plus 100 here. Best number available. You can get a plus 105 at some spots. I get it, but I couldn't get that number. I can get a plus 100. I'm on the Kansas City Royals here. I think they take care of business. Cardinals going forward are going to be a team I want to fade. Royals going forward, not a team I want to back, but I want to back them here in this spot when they've been playing some horrible baseball. I think this is the spot where they take care of business here, Spoons. Give me the Kansas City Royals money line plus 100 here.
I can't make a huge argument against it. What I like about Andre Palante most is just his fastball induces so much ground ball contact, and this Royals team is a heavy contact team. So I could see a lot of that turning into just kind of easy outs, double plays, and kind of some frustrating early outs for that Royals team. But I think he gives up enough contact that they're going to be able to find some holes in that outfield. I'm not going to talk you off the Royals money line. I think personally for me, I would need plus money. While Andre Palante hasn't had the best season, the book's still really out on Stephen Kolek. It's a guy that's kind of changed up his pitch mix since changing teams. He came back after an injury this season. What are we on? Like game number 2 of the season? No, game number 3 of the season. He gave up 5 earned runs in his first outing, then 3 earned runs in the second one. Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago White Sox, not the best competition. So I'm a little scared there. This is a tough game for me. I go back and forth with it. I don't see any value on either side. Both these pitchers probably are going to pitch better than what we've seen from them. Cardinals lineup, though, I mean, it just doesn't seem to have quit right now in the season. We expect this to be a bad team and throw overperforming expectations. Maybe that means value for your number there, but I'd lean Royals, but I need plus money to get there.
Angels get out there in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cash Spoons is under in the first 5, 1-0 game there. So shout out to you. That's what you had, right?
I didn't. Oh yeah, I got that. Did it actually cash?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
All right, so that's a break-even day for me. Needed that.
There we
Starting
go.
out 2-0 and then just watching everything melt apart. Like all my teams got early leads too, and then it just went. And I was like, oh, come on.
It's the worst, especially with baseball, man. There's just so many games going on every day too at the same time, and it's like you get up early and for the game, it's rough. But let's move on to our next game. We've got 4 games left to talk about here. We don't have too much time here, Spoon, so let's get it going here. Arizona Diamondbacks, Colorado Rockies. Michael Soroka here. Been pitching really good this season, Spoons. Really had a comeback season. Shout out to him. He's been making me money when I've been backing him. I've been getting him at an affordable price every single game this season. This isn't a spot I want to back him here, though, at Coors Field. I was on the Rockies today. We cashed that money. Easy money there. Shout out to the Rockies, man. We'll get that money when we can with them. I'm not going to back them here. Easy pass, Spoons. Take it away.
Yeah, I know you've been backing Michael Soroka. I don't see any reason not to here. I get it's a little expensive at the -142 I'm looking at, but I mean, it's Michael Lorenzen on the other side. This Diamondbacks lineup can score off Lorenzen. I think Soroka can pitch well. I guess maybe I could also see Soroka getting hit up a little bit by this Rockies team.
10.5 total. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's another high total.
So it's the number 1 ranked board on the game for Ballpark Pal. 27% runs plus 5% home runs. Temperatures were in the high 70s today, and wind was kind of just blowing around. It's going to drop down a little bit tomorrow, so maybe that's a little bit too high. Diamondbacks bullpen is not as bad as we make them out to be. I think I remember too vividly last year's garbage bullpen, and it makes me think they're worse than they are. And the Rockies bullpen's really not bad. Maybe there's value on the under, but Michael Lorenzen scares me out of that. Is his Diamondbacks or pass?
All right, we can move on to our next game here, man. Our guys always just crack me up, man. Let's move on to our next game here. San Francisco Giants, Sacramento Athletics here, Spoons here. Let's go over the pitching matchup. A game I haven't been involved with quite yet. Don't get me wrong. Jeffrey Springs has been fantastic at times this season, but also he looks vulnerable at times this season. And here, I don't know what to think in this game here, Spoons. This game is still going on right now. I'm off this game as of right now. Adrian Hauser obviously looks like he looked like he was 1 foot out of the league a couple years ago, and then he made a comeback. But looks like he's going to be out of the league quite soon. And this Giants team doesn't look promising by any means. I'm off this game here, Spoons. Take it away. San Francisco Giants Athletics.
Yeah, so Giants coming off that Dodgers series is always kind of a letdown series for them. I'm not high on Adrian Hauser. This is a pitcher that's absolutely gotten destroyed out there this year. We look at Jeffrey Springs on the other side. I mean, he's just the king of just soft contact. Yes, he's getting hit, but I mean, these balls are going absolutely nowhere. You have one of the most hitter-friendly ballparks in baseball, and he's pitching well in it. I have questions. You take a guy like Adrian Hauser, who's used to pitching in one of the most pitcher-friendly ballparks. What's he going to do? I see a 137 on the board that I can grab the Athletics at right now. It's tough. I know Jeffrey Springs has had his moments where he hasn't looked the greatest, but this guy's coming out there pitching very well, sitting with a 1.22 whip. He has more strikeouts than innings so far. 4.22 ERA in this ballpark. Are you kidding me? That's really impressive. I want to back Jeffrey Springs. I haven't done it yet. This Athletics bullpen scares me. The Giants do have the better bullpen. But, I mean, you look at this on-base percentage for the Giants, it's dead last in the league. I mean, if you're going to score runs in a hitter-friendly park, you have to get on base to score those runs, and the Giants aren't doing it. Jeffrey Springs isn't giving them up. This equation all leads to the Athletics being priced at -150 to 160, and I can get it at 137 right now. I'm close to that.
Okay, well, we can move on to our next game here. Guys, hit the like button. If we get 100 likes before we go off live, I will give out $100 to someone in the chat. So guys, share the video. Let's get 100 likes here before we go off live. I'm not sure how many we have right now, but if we get 100 likes, I will give out $100 to one person out there. Got 2 games left here, Spoons. This is, we don't know. Right now it's a 1-0 game. We've got a runner on first right here for Soriano. He's still in the game. But we've got Roki Sasaki on the mound here for the Dodgers. Going up against Grayson Rodriguez, the guy we traded Taylor Ward, one of the better hitters in baseball right now for this last offseason. He had some offseason injuries. He had to get a couple rehab starts. He looked really good in his last rehab start. I think he went 5 innings, struck out 10 guys in a lower division minor league game. With that being said here, guys, Angels are going nowhere fast. Ben Joyce moved to the 60-day IL today. He won't be pitching again. We might not ever see Ben Joyce throw another baseball in Major League Baseball. I think he's thrown his last pitch, Spoons. At this point, he's throwing 110. You can only throw so many pitches throwing 110. With that being said, Spoons,
I think we got to take note of Jacob deGrom. This is the most disgusting pitcher that almost anybody's ever seen out there with the Mets 7-8 years ago. And look at the fastball velocity that he's throwing now. He's being almost as effective. He's taken a lot off of his slider. He's taken a lot off of his fastball to try to just elongate the amount of time he can stay out there and be healthy. I think that's going to be kind of a change in baseball moving forward. I was excited for Ben Joyce. I just saw him kind of like some of the positive news before that setback. And I mean, that's one of those really fun pitchers to watch back there. Aroldis Chapman is an absolute freak of nature to be able to do what he's done for so long, stay so healthy. Anybody else's arm would have snapped in 3 different pieces by now.
Well, we're gonna, Chacho. I thought he was done a couple years ago, and he's still making a good living. Let's move on to the next game, Spoons.
Real quick, Grayson Rodriguez. I mean, he's coming off dead arm soreness in spring training. Like he was supposed to be there at the beginning of the year. Dead arm is one of those things where it's kind of a sign that something's not right. And he's come back in the minors. He's not looked bad in the minors or anything so far. So maybe there's some life there, but whenever I see dead arm attached to a pitcher, especially somebody high like Grayson Rodriguez that came into the league with so much expectations, I think he's probably going to be hurt in 3 weeks. So I'm not going to be looking to back him. I think this is probably Dodgers again. There's probably not a ton of value. Sasaki is the worst pitcher to try to back on the Dodgers. You have to pay the price of getting the Dodgers lineup, but you get a guy that honestly wouldn't be starting on half the teams in MLB.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what happens today. I mean, this line looks fishy, Spoons. I mean, doesn't matter who's pitching. It's Angels, Dodgers. Dodgers should be minus 200 no matter what. So that's going to be something to look out for here. This game right here. Let's see what Soriano does. Oh, man. Oh, what just happened? He just hit a batter. Oh, man, it's bases loaded right here. And O'Hoppe looks to be hurt. Oh, man, let's get out of here, quick, Spoons. We've got 1 game left here. San Diego Padres taking on the Seattle Mariners. Lucas Giolito going up against George Kirby here. I'm on this game, Spoons. I'm on the under 7.5. I'm sorry I'm not enthused. I just watching Soriano walk 3 straight guys here.
It's a roller coaster. We got to learn to enjoy it. It sucks though. We got George Kirby on the mound. This guy last year had the worst season of his career, but I mean, he was coming back dealing with injuries and stuff. I think there's still value on him. I know this number is pretty big on Seattle, but we're looking across the mound to Lucas Giolito. This guy been pitching in the minors so far this season. We're 5 years removed from him being like top 10 pitcher in baseball, but that cliff is real and he's fallen off it. The velocity's gone, the control's gone. Have a lot of questions. San Diego, maybe they can push the right buttons, but I feel like they're kind of grasping here. I think Seattle wins this game. I don't hate your under. The Padres offense sucks. I don't expect them to get runs off Kirby. It's all about Seattle. Did they put a really crooked number up on Giolito? If yes, that under's probably dead, but if Giolito can hold him under 3 runs for like 4 innings and get out of there, hand it off to that really good Padres bullpen, I think your under is very live. This is Mariners a pass for me, but it's just too much juice to have to pay. Roller coaster ride. It was awesome capping the card again with you, Wine Time. I know you're going to bounce back, continue to get there. Don't sweat the Angels.
Let's go, man. I know it's hard not to here. Don't tell me what happens, Spoons. But let's go over our action, guys. 7 plays official. I have Phillies with question marks next to you. That's my 8th play I might make with Spoons. Mets money line plus 100. Rays Marlins under 7.5 minus 110. White Sox plus 1.5 minus 130. Royals money line plus 100. Padres Mariners under 7.5 minus 110. Orioles, Nationals over 10 minus 120. Apologies, that's 6 plays. I said 7 plays. That's 6. Spoons, let the people know if you have any official action, and let's get out of here, my friend.
I moved on the Braves money line. I'm not sure the actual price I got down on it yet. I was trying to get down at 144, but I think I might have gotten a worse number. I got the over 10 in that Orioles Nationals game. I'm so close to moving on the Phillies. I'm so close to moving on the Athletics. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to come back through. I'm going to do Kyle's show after tonight, hit the card a little bit harder now that we have some more concrete bullpen information. And I'll post my complete card in the comments, but just locked in on the Braves, locked in on the Nationals, and I have my open standing bet with straight edge on Cubs money line. Excited for tomorrow. It's going to be a great card. I'm probably going to have 6 bets tomorrow, not 3, but we'll get there. Also really excited. I just got my ticket for Bet Bash in August over in Las Vegas. Watched some guys go down. Our friend Pete Loshak the last few years, and it looks like an awesome time. Very excited for that. Anybody in the area, hit me up. I'll be there.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun time, Spoons. I got to get out to Vegas ASAP. That's 4 straight walks for Soriano. Oh, man. With that being said here.
He's one ground ball.
Yeah, right.
And guys,
hit the like button right there. Our guy Guns Pick said it. Shout out to our guy Swig on the 1s and 2s today. Let's see and stream here. And we're going to give our outro video here. We love you guys here. Please follow us. Hit the like button, guys. And always remember, it's always easier to sleep in the black.
It's easier to sleep in the black. When you're losing your ass and feeling so, you know what to do. Tune in to Pop Sports Radio. Easier to sleep in the black. It's easier to sleep in the black. It's a roller coaster ride, you're gonna catch a bad beat. No problem, keep your head up and just bet the spreadsheet. It's easier to sleep in the black. It's easier to sleep in the black. All thanks to Jeff Slaughter, these shows have our backs. POD's always rolling, especially the stats. Easier to sleep in the black. It's easier to sleep in the black. We got Jimmy, Jose, Dabby and the fam, Dutch, Wine Time, Spooner and OG Wham. So hit the like button, don't say that you can't. If you know what's best, just put your money on tape.